Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Global Wormer channel and our quest and destination of the vermicomposting, vermiculturing in urban oasis that we're here in Central Florida. If you remember from the last video, we did a urban worm bag 2.0 assembly, and before that, we did the urban worm bag unboxing. And I told you guys our next video would come out would be the setup with the red wigglers and the vermicomposting. And that's what we're here today to do. We're just walking you through our little urban oasis here, our pretty little plants we have growing. I love Central Florida. I love Florida, period. And as you can see, I just finished building this raised garden bed with cool looking casters on it. This is all cedar wood. Right now I have two different tomatoes. I have San Marzano tomatoes, and then I have a Florida tomato. And I plan on getting these. These will grow about 6 foot tall, these tomato plants. I'll have them all staked up real nice. But I just planted them, so it'll be a little while. And I have our corn growing in grow bags. I have uh, green peppers growing in the grow bags. I have potatoes and squash and garlic growing right now. That's what I have growing right now. Um, but anyhow, today's video, as I said, will be, this is our little outdoor kitchen with our little uni pizza oven. Pretty cool. Anyways, this is, if you remember, I did the assembly on this. This is the Urban Worm Bag 2.0 from the Urban Worm Company. If I can see it here. Pretty bright out here today. And if you remember, also, I did a modification on it. I put these little caster wheels on it because, you can't be a true urbanite, right? If you ain't got little things, little ways to get around things, because, we don't have room here. That's why we live in this urban environment. There's no room. So wherever we can get our little red wigglers to practice vermicomposting and vermiculture, that's what we do. So we're going to get this bag started today, and we're going to probably put about 300-400 worms in it and get her going, and we'll do some progression videos to see how that goes, and that'll feed our little oasis we got, this little garden we got right here. So I'll be right back when I get this set up. Stay tuned. Okay, let's get this thing started. So this is what the inside of the Urban Worm Bag 2.0 looks like. As you can see, it's wide up top and then it narrows down at the bottom. And if we look, the bottom has a little thingy to take off here. Okay, just unsnap it, take it off, and that's where we'll remove our worm castings from when the worms make the castings. So what we're gonna do, here's my little trusty sign. I know you guys have seen this on other videos. This is so cool though, right? Warning, trespassers will be composted. How awesome is that? So how do I set this thing up? Well, this is how I started. Inside this bin, I have made up, get this out of the way. Inside this bin, I have made up some coconut coir, peat moss, and I also have put in some of this stuff. This is what I use for grit. This is like peanut shells ground up and eggshells ground up, and that's what I use for their grit. Um, so in here, in this bin, I have approximately, that you probably can't see, it's hard. Yeah, there's some of them right there. I probably have about 300 worms in here start out with. That's what I want to start out with. So that's what I'm going to put in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thin piece of cardboard, and I'm going to use that for the bottom so that the worms and stuff don't fall through. So basically, I'm just going to cover up this area right here, right? See, I'll just put that in there. And then, this is real simple. Then I'm going to take my mixture I have made up here. Put all the worms in there. Can you see those worms? Let me see. Yeah, let me put you on the table here, hold you here until I get done. Just sit you right. Where am I looking at here? Right there somewhere. Okay. And I want to dump this in. Come on, wormies. Don't nobody stay in there. I want you all to live happily ever after and make daddy proud. One little worm here trying to escape. Now I have this dirt nice and wet. Okay, nice and wet. Got all the worms out of here. Yep, got all the worms out. Okay, good. So you see how it's starting out just a little bit on the bottom, enough to keep these worms happy in their homes. Now, I did tell you I added already. You can see the grit. It's already in there. It's that kind of off-white color grit. And also, I add a little bit of this limestone. And what that does is that just keeps my pH level where I want it, not to get too low. So we'll keep it around 7 pH. That's where you want it. So I just basically just take a little handful and sprinkle it in there. Okay. So now I have a little bit made up molasses. This is not bleach. This is molasses and water. This is all this is. But I made a little bit of this because, I've been kind of mean to these worms and dislocated them from their other bin. And they're not happy, so we'll give them some yummy treat. So what I do, I'll just spray some of this down there, and that'll get them energized and get them. It's like an aphrodisiac too. So they're like, time to have some babies, right? So put a little bit, put a little bit of that in there, and to feed them to start out with, I'm giving them a little bit of melon. Okay, see a little bit of melon in there. That'll make them really, really happy. And then one final thing. It's tough to hold this camera and do this work, so I have grew some wheatgrass. If you can see that, I have a big old chunk of wheatgrass, and what I'm going to do with this wheatgrass is I'm going to set it down in there to act as kind of their cover, and they love this wheatgrass. So let me set you guys back down here so I can get this wheatgrass in there, and I'll show you. Okay. Basically, I just pulled out of there. I don't know if you can see, look at the bottom. It's like a nice little mat. And that's all their wheatgrass. But I'm going to set this down upside down like this. I'm going to spray a little bit more of my juju juice that they love. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all you need. Look at these worms and hair are going to be so, so happy with me right now. And then all I do is zip it up, and that's it. The lid's back on it, zipped up. They're safe. I'll wheel them around. I'll put them in my garage, I find room, and I'll let her eat. But so, in conclusion, here, what we're doing is showing, the future vermiculturists, vermicomposting, uh, worm lovers that want a better fertilizer and a better environment, better soil. Is even though we don't have room. Okay, like I said, you can see we're just what we have is brick pavers, right, for a backyard. So we got to make our stuff up like that, or put them in bags like that. And the reason we're doing this is for their fertilizer. I don't use store bought anything. I like to do everything through worm castings, and that's the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal after that is to grow and grow and grow, and hopefully get a bigger place so I can do this more of a commercial grade where I could sell the stuff, because I just think that everybody should be using this. Everybody should be using the worm castings as opposed to the store-bought stuff, because the store-bought stuff, a lot of that stuff is synthetic, and it truly is not good for it is really not good for the earth soil in the long run. So, look at that, my big old, that's a fruit cactus, right? That's going to produce fruit. That big old cactus right there, so good, right? But so now the next video coming out, unless I come up with something different, will be just simply, and it'll be a couple months probably till I get enough castings filled up. But like the 300 worms I put in there, I'm hoping that they procreate, put it nicely, procreate, and keep this business going. And I'm hoping in, I don't know, 6 8 months this bag should be full, and we'll be using every bit of it in our garden. So you guys stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for stopping by to watch this video, and I'm hoping I'm teaching you something here. All right, you guys have a good day. Talk to you later.